Alright, so special note when you're doing these gear replacements, double check you've got the correct gears, because while there are a few different sets, or there are a lot of machines that use the same gears or a very similar gear shaft system, there is actually a different gear ratio, several sets, and if you grab the wrong ones and stick them on here, they'll fit and the machine will work. Well, everything will turn, but you won't be able to time the hook because the hook will not be turning the correct speed to meet the needle in the right spot every time. So, alright, now I've got this shaft slipped back in. The other important thing when you're doing this is to make sure that you get these meshes so that the hook gear here is flush with the bottom of the hook, I think. Which I need to double check because it's not looking flush currently, but I'm going to finish this assembly test here too, because yep, I have the same problem with this hook that I had with the last one. Plastic flashing in this drive hole. I'm going to have to grab a drill and remove that plastic flashing for the drive hole as well. Clean the flash out of that hole again. And there. Alright, now got the drive washer on. Now I have to put our lift mechanism in. So push on our red button so that it's all latched and in the lift position, and then it slips in place here. There. Alright, get it wiggled in place there, and then there. And now with that on, remember our last nut here is reverse thread. And I did clean the stem and clean the shaft, the hole in the center of the hook, because that winder stem has to slide up and down, and so it's very susceptible to gummy buildup, making it harder for the lift mechanism to lift that stem, which is not a problem for this older style mechanism, but, and then that is reverse thread. I need to remember to turn it the correct direction. Just snug it up there. Alright. Rotates. We'll put our two mounting screws in for the lift mechanism, and then looks like the adjustment on this lift mechanism is that first screw that I tried to take out. So we'll see what kind of clearance we have. I did check. This screw is the mechanism for doing the clearance on the and height adjustment there, so loosen that screw, make sure that our We are not. Alright. I gotta figure out if I got something underneath the stem, because I'm not getting... This is not lowering enough when I put it in the top here. Alright, double check that that drive can sit as low as it can. And now I'm holding the drive down. I've got the winder set for release. And then I'm tightening this screw, and then when it lifts and latches, it should be lifting the winder up enough. So one more problem with the touch and sews that they did resolve later is the old machines, you have to have the base off to adjust them, but they also need the feet and the base so that they can be set on your bench. They did make it easier to remove the bases and slip them back on, but this is one of the machines with all the screws in the base so that you can't just pop it on and off really quick. So make sure that when you're testing these and you flip them up, don't just flip them up and smash on this mechanism, because that'll cause it to come out of alignment. So this is that push button target mechanism, not the little flipper, and it has this height adjustment screw here. When you have the mechanism pushed to engage, the latch has to come over to provide make sure that screw is tight. The latch has to come in and provide proper latch, and then when that latch is set, then you can tighten this adjusting screw. I had this set too tight initially, so that this bracket was high enough that, nope, it's still too high. Alright, let's try that spot. There. Okay. So there's got to be enough play in this when it's engaged so that the machine can turn without popping this release and letting the bobbin go. If this screw is set with this bracket too high, then that latch won't latch properly and it won't hold the bobbin winding spindle up reliably.